LeadsThatMatter also offers API access for users on a paid plan. The API lets you send one Instagram username per request and receive the available profile details programmatically. Depending on what's publicly available, the response can include the username, profile name, bio, follower count, following count, post count, verification status, highlight status, email address, and phone number. This API access is especially useful when you want to connect leads that matter with automation tools like n8n or Make, or when you're building your own custom scripts. Instead of entering usernames manually in the app, your workflow can send them directly through the API. The API uses 1 credit for each username checked. However, if the username doesn't exist or can't be found, the credit is refunded, so you won't be charged for that result. There are 2 ways to use the API, the Async API and the Sync API. This is the API key page. Here, you can copy the API key used to authenticate your requests. You may also regenerate an API key whenever you want. Please note that the full key is only visible once you generate it. But if you reload the page, the full key will not be shown to you, but you would be able to copy it anyway. This page also shows information such as your total requests, when the key was last used, and when it was last regenerated. Now, there is this API documentation that you can read through. We'll first use the Async API. The Async API works in 2 steps, creating the request and then polling the request. Let me show you how it works. This is a demo n8n workflow that I have created for this demonstration. I'll first use the Async API. So for this, I'll add an HTTP request node, and I'll copy this curl command from here. I'll click on import curl and paste it in here. Now here, you will have to replace your _API key with your actual API key. I'll just put it in there. I have now put my actual API key here. Then the username that you want to check. By default, the curl here has the rock, but I'll change it to another username that I want to check. And then you click on execute step. You will now get a request ID. What I would do next is add another HTTP request. And here we'll poll for the status. I'll copy the poll status curl and click on import curl. In this HTTP request, put it in here. I'll do import again. I'll have to replace your API key placeholder with my actual API key. Then the request ID will be mapped from here. This is the request ID we got in the previous step. I'll click on execute step. And as you can see, the status is completed. The username is the same as the one we used before. Then there are settled credits, refunded credits, and so on. And we have also got the details about the profile. Now, this is how the Async API request works, which is a 2-step process. Once you request it, you get the request ID, and then you can poll that request ID. The next is the Sync API. Here, you are making just one single call to get the final result. I'll demo this as well. I'll add a node. For the HTTP request, I'll import curl and paste the curl command that I copied from the Sync API. I'll put the username here and replace it with what I want. And then I'll replace the your API key placeholder with this API key. I'll click on execute step. And as you can see, this is processing, and we've got the full details here. You can also see the credit settlement information in this response. If the username is successfully found, the credit is settled. If the username does not exist or cannot be found, the credit is refunded and you are not charged for it. That's how easily you can connect leads that matter to n8n, Make.com, or your own custom applications. Again, please note that API access is only available on paid plans, and it is not included with the free forever plan.